Blessings, guys. Welcome back to Drea's Postres. It's been a minute, but today I'm going to be making habichuela con dulce. Now, habichuela con dulce, which is translated sweet beans, is usually a yummy treat that is a lot of cultures eaten during Holy Week, which we're currently in, Semana Santa. But not only then, you can have it all year round. And as you know, Holy Week is done in remembrance of my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, and the remembrance of what he did and who he is, right? So let's get to the yummy treat. And a lot of people, usually in different cultures, have this particular sweet treat because they're trying to avoid eating any meat, right? But you can have this year round, okay? So come on, let's get into it. Here are some of the ingredients, which you know that I'm always gonna list all the ingredients detailed in the description. So you definitely need a bag of beans. These are red kidney beans. They do sell the Dominican beans, but they work just the same, you know? So you need one bag of this. You definitely need some Dominican vanilla, cinnamon sticks. You need 1 can of condensed milk, 1 can of evaporated, 1 can of coconut milk. Raisins. I don't like raisins, but raisins if you like them. Definitely, you need cloves, any brand. This is just what I had on hand. Brown sugar, and you need batata. So in the supermarket I went to, they didn't have the batata, was like not good. So what you can also get instead of the batata, you can get the Korean sweet potato, which is almost the same thing, and it actually looks better conditioned than the batata. Well, where I went, so you can definitely opt out for the Korean batata as well, the Korean sweet potato. All right, guys, let's get started. So you want to look through your beans. You want to make sure there's nothing that shouldn't be in there. As you look through them, just to inspect to make sure there's nothing in there. Because one time I bought a bag of beans, there was like a tiny rock in there. So you just want to make sure, just give them a quick rinse. And now I'm going to fill. I'm going to add about 3 cups of water. You can measure it in, like I said before. So I'm going to be adding 2 cinnamon sticks to this, because as it boils, you want the flavor to be infused. 2 is fine for right now. And then I'm not gonna count the cloves, just a little bit. You know, just a couple of them. I just put like a little. So now I'm just gonna put them to boil, and I'm gonna let them boil without a cover for about 20 minutes. Then I will cover them. I'm gonna just cover them with a lid. That's what I mean. And you wanna boil for 3 hours, but you definitely want to check every hour. So I'm gonna come back in the 1 hour mark to check the consistency of the beans and to see if it needs additional water, because we do have to add more water because we want to make sure that they boil until tender. Okay. I also want to say that if you don't want to use bagged beans, you can use canned beans. Ooh, yes, you can. It's recommended to use the bagged beans because of the freshness. But if you don't mind and you're short on time, you can definitely do the whole processes with canned beans, canned red kidney beans. There's still more than enough water. I'm just going to give it a quick stir. It smells amazing. So at this point in time, I'm going to, you see how the skin looks? We're going to keep boiling, and I'm going to cover it this time. This is what you want to put the lid in. Half an hour in, and I'm going to be adding more water because the beans at the bottom was already touched, and as you can see, the beans are not covered. So I'm just going to add more water now. And you want to add cold water as it boils. Aita. So I added 2 more cups of water. But the measurement for the water, is as it dries out. Yeah, I know I need a coffee break in between. They're at a good boil. So I just want to stir just to make sure nothing is getting stuck on the bottom. I'm going to cover again. Okay, guys, so I took out a bean. Yes, it's still hot. But when you're used to cooking, you had to adapt to a certain amount of heat, right? So I took one out, and if you poke it with the fork, it pokes, it goes through, but not fully through. So it's not ready yet. As you can see, it's still hard. So more boiling to go. Peeling the batata. You want to cut into small squares, not too small because we're not making mashed potato. I'm gonna rinse really quick, and I'm gonna add them, put them to boil. And this is 3 small Korean batatas, just enough water to boil, enough water to cover the top. So just enough to cover the top. Okay, so the beans are tender, completely tender. They're already breaking apart. I'm about to take them off the heat. So it's been 2 hours and a half, and they got actually tender. I'm gonna show you. These are completely tender. They mashed up really well. So it's completely tender. I'm gonna add the beans with the cloves in the blender. What I'm not going to add to this is the cinnamon stick. I'm going to remove the cinnamon stick. And then I'm going to blend. So I'm going to fast forward that process now. Okay? Habichuela con dulce is definitely at your taste, how you want it. So some people prefer it blended completely, and some people prefer with the granitos, which is the beans. So it's on your preference or what you prefer. So right now I blended the one that I'm making, and I'm going to strain it. So you definitely need one of these. So that's what I'm going to do right now with a spatula. Exactly what's going on. You want the spatula to help you get everything through, because you don't want big pieces of anything. You want to make sure that this habichuela con dulce come out really, really smooth. And this requires patience. So just to show you how it looks so far, this is all the bean skin, this thickness here. I'm going to try to get some more liquid out as possible, and this is what it's looking like. And again, it's to get a smooth consistency. This is why this is done. And if you don't want to do it this way, you could do it with just the beans, you know, with the whole bean. And you just skip this process. I rinsed off my spatula, and what you want to do is you want to get all this little itty bitty, all this is all sifted through. You want to get that in there. And we're only making one batch. This batch you could double, triple, depending on how many people you're going to be serving. This is what the mix is looking like. It's very, very smooth. And now I'm going to add all the rest of the ingredients. The coconut milk. Evaporated milk. Half a cup of brown sugar. I'm going to add the cloves. I'm going to add the raisins. I'm going to add 2 cinnamon sticks. 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And 1 can of condensed milk. And we're going to bring this into a simmer. This we want to simmer. We don't want to boil hard. Add the batata and 1 teaspoon of salt to balance. And now we're going to stir. You want to stir until everything is fully incorporated. I wish you guys could smell this. It smells amazing. This smells absolutely amazing. You want to scrape down the sides, get all that bean in there. Definitely is already thick. As you can see, I incorporated everything. You want to make sure that you stir completely at the bottom as well. Scrape down the sides as well with a pot. And it depends on the consistency you want. Definitely. I'm going to let it get a little thicker and then let it cool before I put in a container. Okay, so I'm going to use this glass so then I can show you what it looks like. I'm just going to spoon some in. And again, it's to your desired thickness. Look at this beauty. And you know you can't forget about these. So these you're going to top it with. And this is the consistency. This is what it looked like. I'm going to flip the camera around so you can get a better view. Look at this yummy goodness. The batata is tender too. Well, thank you for joining me at Tres Postres for Habichuelas con Dulce that you can enjoy year round. If you have any questions or comments, put it down in the comments. If there's anything else, any other recipes you want to see me try out, then also in the comments. Don't forget to follow, like, and subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. And if you have any questions, inquiries, dreaspostres@gmail.com. Have a blessed day. God bless.